India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Marseille today. He went down to the Mediterranean port city with French President Emmanuel Macron. They visited a war cemetery and paid tribute to Indian soldiers who fought and died during World War I. They also jointly inaugurated a new Indian consulate in Marseille. Prime Minister Modi also paid tribute to an Indian freedom fighter, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Savarkar is said to have attempted a daring escape from British custody in Marseille, and even though the attempt failed, Prime Minister Modi hailed the attempt. After all of this, Macron and Modi took a short trip to a research facility nearby, the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, or ITER. This is a mega project dedicated to researching nuclear fusion technology. India is one of the nations participating in this project, which makes sense, looking at New Delhi's growing nuclear ambitions. India and France signed a declaration of intent today to establish a partnership on advanced and small modular nuclear reactors. Our next report takes a closer look at India's nuclear push.
On the 1st of February, India threw down the gauntlet. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was delivering the annual budget, and she made the following note.
Development of at least 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy by 2047 is essential for our energy transition efforts.
The Indian government sees nuclear energy as the future. It wants to increase the nuclear slice of India's energy pie to 100 gigawatts within the next 22 years. While 22 years is a lot of time, India is also starting almost from scratch. The country's current nuclear power generation capacity is at about 8.2 gigawatts. That's just 1.8% of India's power capacity. So there's still some time to go for the 100 gigawatt target. And that is why New Delhi is already on the move. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in France over the last few days. The main purpose of his visit was the AI summit in Paris. But he took care of other business on the sidelines as well. Prime Minister Modi was in the southern city of Marseille today. He inaugurated a new Indian consulate along with French President Emmanuel Macron. Then the two leaders made a declaration of intent to establish a partnership on advanced modular reactors and small modular reactors. They were referring to nuclear reactors for civil power generation. Basically, India is hoping to buy modular reactors from France. Small modular reactors generate up to 300 megawatts of power. They can start much smaller, generating as little as 10 megawatts. But anything under 300 megawatts is a small modular reactor, or SMR. An advanced modular reactor is a subset of the SMR. It uses a different cooling technology, but the principle remains the same. These modular reactors are smaller and quicker to build than conventional nuclear power plants. They're cheaper too, because their parts are prefabricated and usually assembled on site. So the modular reactors will allow India to hit the ground running and get a head start in the race for 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy by 2047. However, for now, India has just signed a declaration of intent with France. It isn't a done deal yet, likely because of a legal hurdle. Finance Minister Sitharaman had spoken about this during her budget speech.
For an active partnership with the private sector towards this goal, amendments to the Atomic Energy Act and the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act will be taken up.
India plans to rework its laws on nuclear accident liabilities. The existing law is considered harsh by global standards, so it has kept investments away. A final nuclear reactor deal with France is unlikely before India amends its liability law. But after it happens, the sky is the limit for India's nuclear ambitions.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbours were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout the biggest Hindu mandir in. We're on our way to Tel Aviv. Pretty measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.